Hello and welcome back to the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina, Kansas. I'm Justin McLucky along with Ryan Ragland as we get set for the boys Class 4A state championship game between the number 4 seeded Piper Pirates and the number 7 seeded, the Cinderella story of this tournament, the Augusta Orioles. Augusta is in this championship game against Piper on the strength of 2 wins over the number 2 and number 3 seeds in this tournament back-to-back. On Wednesday, they defeated the number 2 team in the state in Andale, beat them 57-43 on Wednesday to start this tournament off. And then last night, they defeated Chapman 46-40 in a hard-fought game, a game between 2 really evenly matched teams. As they get ready to go here, they're led they're a senior heavy group. They got a couple of seniors, they got a couple of juniors in there as well. And their emotional leader, Ryan, is Zach Burton.
That's a guy that, you know, his actions show more on the court and not so much on the stat sheet, because when I'm watching without looking at the stat sheet, I would have swore he had a lot more points than what he did, but his contribution is his effort on the court, not so much scoring. But you cannot deny that he is a scoring threat on top of that, the way his aggressiveness and the way he likes to drive the ball. And we've seen him a number of times yesterday going, he's not afraid to go in amongst the trees. He's 6'2", as I say, amongst the trees, but he's not afraid to go up against a double team and go in the paint and try to put a shot up.
Absolutely not. And Zach is flanked by Jaren Jackson. He's the junior point guard, and he has deadly accuracy from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you kind of get to the point where their game yesterday with Chapman, that, you know, the score, even though it shows it was a 6-point game, that game was no more than about that, back and forth all the way. You know, this very well could have been a Chapman team that's in the game today against Piper, but nonetheless, you know, their physicality is what really got them here.
It really was, and Augusta is just playing incredible basketball right now, and the question is, do they have one more big one more upset bid left in the tank to the Augusta Orioles, because they're going against the Piper Pirates, number 4 seed in this tournament, probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the entire state, hands down. They have a couple of seniors, a junior, a couple of sophomores on their team that are contributing in big ways, and Piper has, talk about a team that has grinded out victories. They like to play a very fast pace, up tempo. They play a lot like their girls do, like we saw the Bishop Miege girls do earlier. They try to speed you up. They play full court press, try to get you out of your element. That's what Tori Grimes and the Piper Pirates like to do. They've won a 3-point game against number 5 Parsons back on Wednesday, probably the game of the very first round. And then yesterday, it was the opening game that I was here for when they faced the number 1 seed Wichita Trinity, in 57-54 was the final score in that one, with the last-second shot by Tyrone Shelley. As we're going to join Rob Emery down on the court now for the starting lineups.
To the 2019 4A State Basketball Tournament. As this evening, we feature our boys championship contest, as the Kansas City Piper Pirates, coming in with a 20-4 record, face the Augusta Orioles, coming in with a 16-8 record. And now, would you please welcome the administrators, staff, assistant coaches, and managers, along with the non-starters, for this evening's boys championship contest. First, for Augusta, Superintendent Dr. John Black. Principal, Donna Czar. Athletic Director, Travis Olive. Assistant Coach, Clint Robinson. And Connor Carmen. And Team Manager, Garrett Belknap. The non-starters for Augusta, number 2, Brendan Parker. Number 3, Isaiah Hernandez. Number 20, Talon Martin. Number 22, Justin Clausey. Number 25, Eli Wilcox. Number 32, Corbin Parker. And number 45, Cole Johnson. For Kansas City Piper, Superintendent Tim Conrad. Principal John Wynn. Athletic Director Doug Key. Assistant Coach Evan Burns. Matt Schnorer and Gary Bishore. Team Managers Emma Martin, Kaylin Miller, and Bella Bradlett. The non-starters for the Piper Pirates. Number 5, Dylan Taylor Cantu. Number 10, Jamie Tyson. Number 20, Blake Bishore. Number 23, Ethan Walker. Number 24, Gabe Esquina. And number 25, Christian Arndt. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our starting lineups in alternating fashion. First, for the Augusta Orioles, a 6'2" senior, number 4, Blake Altenhofen. And for the Piper Pirates, a 6' senior, number 1, Trey Bates. A 6'1" junior, number 5, Jaren Jackson. And for the Pirates, a 6' sophomore, number 2, Tyrone Bates. For Augusta, a 6'2" senior, number 10, Zach Burton. And for Piper, a 6'4" junior, number 3, Ty Shelley. For the Orioles, a 6' sophomore, number 30, Ryan Andrews. And for the Pirates, a 6'4" senior, number 4, Brajon Barnes. And for the Orioles, a 6'7" junior, number 35, Zach Davidson. And for the Pirates, a 6'6" senior, number 21, Brandon Jackson. The head coach for Augusta is Mr. Jake Sims. The assistant coach for Piper is Mr. Ture Grimes.
And those are your starting lineups for tonight's state championship game. Again, for Piper, Bates, Tyrone Bates, Tamar Bates, Shelley, Barnes, and Jackson. And for Augusta, Altenhofen, Jackson, Burton, Andrews, and Davidson. As we get ready to tip this thing off here on 810varsity.com's coverage of the Kansas State High School Activities Association Class 4A State Boys Championship here on 810varsity.com.
And the one thing we didn't talk about was last night, the exciting win that Piper had against Wichita Trinity, where Trinity went up to the free throw line with 9 seconds left. He hit 3 free throws to tie the score up, end up coming down, and with 2 seconds left, hit a three-point bucket at the top of the key for the win.
That was Tyron Shelley that made that bucket for the Piper Pirates, the 6'4" junior, giving his team the victory and giving them a berth in the state championship game. It'll be the 6'6" senior Brandon Jackson jumping against the 6'7" junior Zach Davidson, as Augusta wearing their road blacks with orange trim and Piper in their home whites with the purple lettering and trim. We're getting things underway. The ball is up and we are tipped off here at the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina, Kansas in the Class 4A State Championship. Augusta starting with the basketball. It is Jaren Jackson with it. He's guarded closely here by Tyrone Bates. And getting it down low inside, off the glass and in. Zach Davidson opens the scoring for the Augusta Orioles, a quick 2-0 lead. Back down come the Piper Pirates now into front court. Senior point guard Tyrone Bates sets up the offense. Man-to-man defense being played by Augusta early. Piper running a weave. Now driving into the lane, up for 2. Back iron no good, but an offensive board. And they're going to call a foul inside. That's Brajon Barnes, the 6'4" senior, forcing the issue and getting himself to the free throw line. Burton picking up his first personal.
And that was one of the guys we talked about. Burton, as aggressive as he is, not only offensively, but defensively also.
First free throw up and good from Brayon Barnes. Second free throw is good as well. We're all tied up 2-2 here in the early going. And now Piper on defense is going to pick him up full court and play that pressure style. Burton pass across the court here as they break the press and get it in to set up the offense in the front court. Jaren Jackson back at the point. He's guarded closely there by Tyrone Bates. Works it off to the right wing with it and back up top now. Andrews Burton's going to force the issue, drive the lane, pick up, a little hop step, and a lay-in for Zach Burton, the senior for the Augusta Orioles.
That's what we were talking about. Burton is not afraid to go in the paint and go man-on-man, or he'll even try to split a couple defenders just to get the bucket.
4-2 Augusta now as Piper back into front court with the basketball. Bates running the point. Tyrone will pull up and shoot the three, and no good. And a foul's going to be called on the rebound, and they're going to call a hold on Brandon Jackson, the 6'6 senior for Piper, aggressively being boxed out by Zach Davidson.
I'm not sure Zach could have boxed out any harder than what he did.
He ended up hitting the deck, and it turns into a foul and the ball back for Augusta. Orioles up 4-2 here.
Coming out with kind of a token 2-2-1 half court.
Jackson with it on the wing. Jaren Jackson, the junior point guard, a great shooter from beyond the arc. Picks up his dribble now and throws it away wildly out of bounds, and that's what the Piper defense can do to you.
Yeah, and I think there's a little miscommunication there as Blake was looking for...
quickly on the other end, into the lane, up for two, no. They're going to say a foul occurred on the floor, though.
I think Blake was looking for Zach to cut down, and Blake was actually cutting up, and that kind of miscommunication.
Blake Altenhofen commits the foul there as well. Now Barnes inside, up off the glass, and good for Brayon Barnes. And we're all tied up again at 4. Augusta finally breaks the press, gets into front court. Now I want to slow things down to set up the half-court offense. Zach Burton taking over the point now, and he throws it away. Stolen by Piper, driving into the lane, up and in. It's Brayon Barnes, and he has all 6 of Piper's points, and the Pirates have their first lead of the ball game at 6-4.
And this is where that speed of Piper, we were wondering how Augusta was going to be able to handle that if they're going to try to slow the pace down a little bit.
Driving the lane, up off the glass, and in with an and-one opportunity. That is Blake Altenhofen, the senior, coming back strong for Piper.
Altenhofen actually saw a little bit of a seam that opened up, and tomorrow Bates wasn't able to get over quick enough.
Free throw is good, and Augusta retakes the lead 7-6. Tyrone Bates into the lane, lays it up, no good, but he's going to get a foul and go to the line and shoot 2 here. The 6-foot senior forcing the issue. The point guard for Piper gets himself to the line. Second foul on Altenhofen.
We're not even 3 minutes into the first quarter, and he's already has 2, so that's going to be a bad situation for Augusta.
First free throw is good for Bates. Tyrone Bates, 3 points now. We're all tied up at 7. And makes them both. Augusta breaks the press, gets into front court now. Get it back to Burton to set up the offense. Zach Burton loses control of it and his balance, and it's stolen by Piper. Back come the Pirates now. Tyrone Bates over to Tamar Bates. It's laid in for 2.
That was at one point 3-on-3.
And there's a timeout called by Augusta right there on the floor. Piper extends the lead to 3. It's 10-7 with 5:05 to go in the first quarter. The quick timeout will take it with them. Back in 30 seconds on 810varsity.com.
Kansas City, believe it or not, springtime is indeed around the corner, and it's time to start thinking about the outdoors. That's why you need to stop by Austin Sales for all your outdoor needs. Check out the new Gravely mowers, and don't miss the upcoming Polaris Spring event for all the latest ATVs. And of course, Austin Sales has a full array of trailers too. Austin Sales, located on K7 Highway just north of Baser. Visit anytime or online at austonsales.com. Austin Sales, wishing all area teams good luck at the state tournament.
Back here on 810varsity.com's coverage of the Kansas State High School Activities Association Class 4A state championship game. On 810varsity.com, here from the Tony's Pizza and Event Center in Salina, Kansas. I'm Justin McLucky. He is Ryan Ragland. And we are back with Piper a 10-7 lead and make that a 10-9 lead. As Eli Wilcox drives the lane and puts it in for Augusta. And now quickly back down. A three on the way from Piper. Short, no good. But the rebound tipped out long and will stay with Piper. Another three pop.
Long one.
No good. But an offensive board again and a jump ball called. Possession arrow favors Piper, so it will stick with the Pirates.
That was a long three-pointer by Tyrone Bates, and he still hit that thing a little bit long. So we've seen some kids here this weekend that have some serious range on a three-point bucket.
Now the whistle's blowing.
I think they're just keeping everything calm.
Piper to inbound. Gets it in. And now Bates will drive into the lane. Floater for two, and it's good.
And he's going to be fouled for the and-one.
It's an and-one opportunity. Count the bucket and a chance to extend the lead to make it a two-possession game. And that's two on Zach Burton now in the first quarter. Augusta with some key people getting in foul trouble early. Free throw is good. That's 7 now for Tyrone Bates. Burton bringing the ball up the court now for Augusta. Long pass ahead. Completed. Jaren Jackson back to Burton. Burton will drive the left side of the lane. Pull up. Pop. Blocked. Blocked by Bjorn Barnes. Or Brayon Barnes. And it's going to lead to a turnover.
And there goes Burton again. He was trying to force the issue, and it probably wasn't a bad-looking shot, but Barnes just right on top of it and judged his jump perfectly for the block. And right now, anything for Augusta, they're going to have to get back. And here's the bad thing about trying to go for that press.
Inside with Piper, and a walk going to be called.
Kind of a twofold deal. If Augusta is going to go out for the press and try to push the issue, Piper's quick enough where they can just break a press in an instant and get an easy look. But at the same time, Augusta's not getting back defensively quick enough.
Jackson bringing the ball up, swings it to the wing to Wilcox and back to Jackson. Jaren Jackson brings it into front court. Guarded closely there by Shelley. Jaren Jackson with it. Dribbles into the lane, and a foul is going to be called on Tyrone Shelley.
Yep.
Augusta, the inbounds pass is stolen away by Piper. And here come the Pirates. Bates ahead, and it's intercepted again. Go back the other way. Here comes Augusta, and another turnover. And a walk going to be called.
Wow.
Gabe Esquina intercepted the pass, but as he was running backwards, he couldn't get the ball on the ground and keep the possession of it. So it will be another turnover, just back and forth action there for a minute.
Everything gets going a little bit quicker than what your body can catch up to. Welcome to Piper basketball.
13-9, Piper leads, 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Inbounds pass, Wilcox will go up in traffic, can't get it up, another block and rebound to the Piper Pirates. And another steal now by Augusta. Back come the Orioles, off and running, through the lane, up and no good, but a foul call.
That's going to send Ryan Davison up to the free throw line.
Ryan Andrews up to the line here. Back iron no good.
Right now you got to make all the free throws you can. You're only down by 4, but you know how quick this Piper offense can score, and you got to take every bit you can get.
0 for 2 at the line there that time from Andrews. Now Tyrone Bates for Piper, crosses half court, picks up his dribble, passes across the court to Brayon Barnes. Tyrone Bates drives in, kicks it to the wing, a three on the way from Shelley, and it gets the shooter's roll.
And he gets the nice friendly roll.
Piper extending the lead out to 7 now, largest of the game. Augusta the basketball trying to stem the tide. Orioles in front court with it. It's Ryan Andrews. Once Eli Wilcox trying to force Piper defenders to switch, and now Jaren Jackson gets a nice little floater down the baseline, can't get it to go. A couple offensive boards and putback attempts, and then finally a foul call, and that's going to send the big man, Zach Davidson, to the line to shoot 2 for Augusta.
They're going to get Arnett with that, as he just barely got a little bit of a lip on the line, but kind of a tough luck for Jaren Jackson, as he had a wide open look on the baseline and almost had to put a touch on it just to get it to go in instead of just, you know, being consistent with it.
Second free throw was good, after the first one was missed. So Augusta breaks a little bit of a scoring drought that they've been on now, but Piper quickly into front court underneath, and that is Tamar Bates, the sophomore, with a nice hook laying it up and in. Augusta back into front court with it. Wilcox down to the corner to Davidson. Davidson tries to drive in, spins up off the block, loses control of the ball, picks it back up, and now passes off. They're in the lane, up for 2, no, but a foul called.
Kind of a hard luck for Eli Wilcox is when he got the ball, he already still had 2 Pirates right in front of him, and he already had 1 defender that was already on crossing. As soon as he turned around, he's got 3 white shirts all over him.
He was able to draw the foul, though, and get to the line, and he'll make his first free throw. Second free throw from Wilcox on the way, and it will rattle home. Augusta closes the deficit back to 6 points, and a timeout on the floor taken by the Pirates. Will take it with them. Back here in 30 seconds on 810varsity.com. And back into the Tony's Pizza and Event Center here in Salina, Kansas. I'm Justin McLucky. He's Ryan Ragland, bringing you coverage of the boys class 4A state championship game. Here in the early going, Piper with an 18-12 lead over Augusta, and this is not a pace that favors the Augusta Orioles. They're used to giving up 43 points a game. Well, here in the first quarter, they've already given up 18, Ryan.
Piper shooting 60% from the field, 6 of 10, 57% for Augusta, 4 out of 7, which is pretty good compared to some of the shots they haven't had the best look at the bucket, but they're still shooting 57%, 5 out of 5 from the free throw line for Piper, 4 out of 7 for Augusta.
Into the front court, Piper going down low to the block. Turnaround jumper is good off the glass from Brandon Jackson. Now Piper's kind of falling back out of their press a little bit as Augusta brings it across half court. Going to drive into the lane, stop, pop, no good, but the offensive board comes out long. Ryan Andrews with it now for Augusta. Back up top, Wilcox will try to set up the offense for the Orioles. Nearly loses it, drives into the lane, goes up wildly for 2, no good. And the rebound this time back to Piper. And here come the Pirates running ahead. Tyrone Bates into the lane, kicks it back out. A cross-court pass to Barnes, and he's going to drive and slam it home. But a whistle before that.
They can call it travel. I missed what the call was. Barnes actually, he saw the parting of the Red Sea, and he was looking at a three-pointer. And he went straight to the bucket, and he got there pretty quick. I believe they might have called it travel.
Into the front court, back with it Augusta. They trail by 8. Andrews the basketball. Trying to set up the offense, coming off a pick now. Back to Ryan Andrews, now to Jaren Jackson. Jaren off the pick, picks it up. Swings it from right to left. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Into the lane, the Orioles, and ball's loose again, up in the air, still being ballied around, and finally comes down to Piper. Here come the Pirates straight ahead. Bring on Barnes with it. And out to Tyrone Bates. He's going to hold it here, try to get the last shot of the first quarter. Piper leads it 20-12. As we're down to about 20 seconds to go. Now Augusta brings out the defense, trying to force the issue a little bit. Force some action. Tyrone Bates will back it back out. At 10 seconds now, he'll go things in motion. Tyrone Bates around the corner, passes underneath. Great look. And off the glass, no. The board's tipped around, thrown up wildly again, no. And Augusta gets the rebound, and that's the end of the first quarter. With your score, the Piper Pirates 20, the Augusta Orioles 12. That's the end of one. We'll be back with second quarter action in moments here on 810varsity.com's coverage of Kansas State high school basketball.
Planning a trip to Salina, Kansas? Whether for the game or for the weekend, Visit Salina invites you to enjoy attractions and events like the Kansas 4A Boys and Girls State Basketball Championship tournaments at the Tony Pizza Event Center March 6th to the 9th. See your favorite team compete, check out a great concert, or experience Salina's dining, shopping, and more. All you got to do, go to visitsalinaks.org to get in the game and find out where to play in Salina. That's visitsalinaks.org. All right, I'll come down in 3, 2, and 1. Planning a trip to Salina, Kansas? Whether for the game or for the weekend, Visit Salina invites you to enjoy attractions and events like the Kansas 4A Boys and Girls State Basketball Championship tournaments at the Tony Pizza Event Center March 6th to the 9th. See your favorite team compete, check out a great concert, or experience Salina's dining, shopping, and more. All you got to do, go to visitsalinaks.org to get in the game and find out where to play in Salina. That's visitsalinaks.org.
And back here to the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Second quarter underway. Augusta with the basketball. Down on the wing with it is Blake Coffin. He's got 2 fouls, as does Zach Burton, as they're back on the court now for the Orioles to begin the second quarter. Jaren Jackson into the lane, passes up to Davidson, and he'll put it off the glass and in. The 6'7" Zach Davidson gets the first points of the second quarter for the Augusta Orioles.
Just like Augusta started the first quarter, going down inside. And they're going to have to try to see if they can get that Piper defense to over-rotate as fast as they are. They're going to have to be a little bit quicker with that ball movement, see if they can get some weak side passes and some quick breaks.
20-14, Piper leads, driving baseline, and a good look, and a nice lay-in by Brandon Jackson.
Nice job. They saw him. Ended up seeing Davidson come down the baseline drive and left an extra Piper Pirate wide open for an easy bucket.
And Jackson will elevate just outside the lane and put it in. Jaren Jackson at that end for Augusta. Back and forth scoring here to open the second quarter. Into the front court, the Pirates with the basketball, swinging it to the edge. Tyrone Bates, the 3, and he'll hit it. Tyrone Bates lays it in there from 3 points range, and Piper now has their biggest lead of the game at 9.
First three-pointer for Pirates.
And the Orioles now in front court. Altenhofen with it. He'll make a move, drive, pick up his dribble now, in a little bit of trouble, kicks it back out to Burton. Burton comes off a pick, works his way down the right side of the lane. He'll back it back out, pick up, pass outside. I thought about a long 3 to Altenhofen.
Looking at it, wasn't he?
Altenhofen will drive the lane, pick up, kick to Wilcox, can't finish at the rim, and it's going to be a rebound for Piper, and now they're really losing control as they run back into the front court. To the corner, Shelley for 3, good! Ty Shelley, his second triple of the game, and now the Pirates lead it 28-16, a 12-point advantage for the number 4 team, Piper, over the number 7 team, Augusta. And Ryan, the Augusta Orioles are just really struggling to keep up right now. They're not getting gas, they're just getting worn out. You can tell they're just making sloppier passes.
Well, and that was kind of what we were talking about. They were only down by, when they get to the free throw line, they were only down by 4. We're saying you need to get every point you can get because you know what this Piper team can do. We just saw right there, before you can blink within a minute, they just sat there and extend their lead out to 12 points when just not long ago it was just 6 points. Now they turn around and they go on an 8-2 run and extend it out to 12. So they're somehow, some way, they're going to have to figure out how to slow down Piper. And right now they're like the road runner. They're just going and not stopping them.
Shooting 62.5% from the floor and 50% from beyond the arc early in this game are the Pirates, whereas Augusta has yet to attempt even a three-pointer. And they're shooting 50% from the floor themselves, but it's death by 1,000 cuts with this Piper team right now. And here come the Orioles. Piper's backed off their full court defense entirely. On the wing with it is Zach Burton. Burton across to Davidson. Burton will take it off of a pick. Signaling a new play. He backs out near half court. Gets it over to Wilcox. Back to Burton. Burton going to drive the right side of the lane, pull up, and weaves his way through with a nice bucket to get back within 10. Senior Zach Burton. Piper back into front court now. It's the 6-foot senior, Tyrone Bates. They get it over to Brayon Barnes.
Now we'll see how Augusta works out with Piper playing on a set play right now.
And there's a nice move to the bucket.
Answer
and
that
laid in
question.
nicely by Brayon Barnes. Barnes with 6 now for the Pirates.
Right now the first step by Piper is just too much for Augusta.
Wilcox drives, kicks. A good defense by Piper prevents the 3, and now going down to the baseline, a foul called, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 situation.
Trying to get that first drive was Altenhofen, but it's kind of hard when you got Barnes that's just that much quicker, and still couldn't get a good look at the bucket.
Altenhofen nails the first free throw. Gabe Esquina will have a seat, and Brandon Jackson will step back in. Second free throw is good as well from Altenhofen.
They got to cut down to 10 again. They need to, if they can get this down to about 6, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves, but it's going to be a tough task just to get a 4-0 run on Piper.
Tyrone Bates. Senior pulls up for 3. Good! He is feeling it now.
You're talking about getting back to 6. Well, we'll just make it a little bit tougher on you.
And a long 2 on the way, rattles out, no good. The rebound to Piper, having to fight over it. But Bates brings it down, bring it across half court. He'll stop, he'll pop again. Oh, I thought that was a heat check 3 from Tyrone Bates, and back into front court. Now come the Orioles. Jaren Jackson drives into the lane, picks up his dribble. Tough defense by Bates, and it's a missed shot, and back comes Barnes, coast to coast with the one-handed jam.
And the foul on Burton. That's going to be number 3. Transition basketball is exactly what Piper likes.
Now the subs coming in. The frustrated Burton heads to the bench.
And you got to think that Coach Sims is sitting there telling Burton going, I know you wanted to make sure, but you've already got 2 fouls. We can't have you in any foul trouble. Now Burton's probably done for the rest of the half.
At the line, Brayon Barnes. Back iron no good. Augusta gets the rebound. Back down come the Orioles, trailing by 15 here into front court with it. Ryan Andrews off to Zach Davidson. Davidson to Jaren Jackson for 3. no good. Rebound Piper, and here come the Pirates off and running. Barnes again into front court, dishes to the baseline and lays it in for two. That's Christian Arndt, his first bucket of the game for the Piper Pirates, and they've now extended the lead out to 17.
You're not getting second chance opportunities, and Piper's too fast on their transition. It's just a nightmare right now for Augusta.
And whistle's going to blow, and a hold
say
called.
Before the shot.
So it's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Well, we kind of wondered how Augusta was going to handle Piper's up and down motion, their transition, their fast break, and
Davidson
pretty much getting our answer.
Davidson hits the first of his two free throw opportunities now, gives himself the second. Front end of the 1-and-1. Davidson's second free throw, back iron no good. Rebound tipped out long, and here comes Piper running quickly ahead. That's Tyrone Bates into the lane, loses the ball. And Augusta gets the turnover. Augusta the basket.
High school sports
basketball here.
And when I want the
Jaren Jackson off to Wilcox and back to Jackson. He's guarded closely here by Tyrone Bates.
Features, brackets, and even watch games.
Wilcox swings it to Ryan Andrews. Off to the wing. Jackson an open look for three, and he hits it. Jaren Jackson hits the first triple of the game for the Orioles. Closes the gap back down to 13 points at about the 2-minute mark. A three at the other end, though, from Meskina. No, it won't go, but Arndt the rebound, and he can't get it to go on the second chance opportunity. Augusta chases down the rebound with Andrews. He'll bring it into front court. Off to the wing to Davidson. Davidson drives into the lane, picks up his dribble, hands it off to Wilcox. Goes up for two. No, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two for the Orioles.
You got 1:49 to go in the first half. You're down by 13. You got to think your magic number is going to be maybe 9, 8, something like that for Chapman or for Augusta to try to think, you know, they're still in this game and still to make something happen. Right now, it's hard pressed. They're not even getting any decent looks at the bucket. They're not getting clean three-pointers. They're not getting any good motion on their offense. Piper is just too quick for them right now.
Second free throw from Augusta is good. Sophomore Eli Wilcox playing some big minutes here for the Orioles with the foul trouble for Zach Burton and a short timeout called here by the Piper Pirates. We'll keep it right here as you're listening to 810varsity.com's coverage of Kansas State high school basketball from the Tony's Pizza and Events Center here in Salina, Kansas. I'm Justin McCluskey. He is Ryan Ragland. Now, Ryan, you mentioned that Piper's just too quick for Augusta, too fast, over-rotating. Augusta has got to just keep pounding it inside. They've got 9 team fouls, has Piper committed, but they don't have anybody in foul trouble yet. So they're getting the fouls, but just not getting them on the same people.
Well, and it's kind of one of those, if you can't beat them, join them. So my thought process is maybe Augusta needs to start just driving a little bit more and just instead of getting inside and looking for an open guy, take it to him. But the problem is even Piper's leaping ability.
Back to Meskina underneath the basket, and a foul going to be called underneath. Foul called on Eli Wilcox.
Right now, looking at your fouls, you've got 3 fouls on Zach Burton.
The first free throw is good for Meskina. Gabe Meskina, the 6'2 junior. Second free throw rattles out, no good. And back to Augusta. And here come the Orioles. Jaren Jackson into front court against Tyrone Bates. Run a little bit of a weave. Jackson back to the corner. He'll shoot three. Front iron no good. And the rebound back to Piper, running ahead. Almost too far ahead, but Josh Jackson's able to run it down.
Good
Misses
save.
the shot. Barnes the rebound, and now swing it back around for Tyrone Bates. Bates will drive baseline and circle back out. Slow things down here for Piper as we're down to about a minute to play.
And Piper gets the ball to start the first half. Dribble out of it.
Esquina will shoot the three, falling away, no. And
Not
the
one-
rebound to Augusta.
And not one white shirt in the paint on that three-point shot for the rebound.
44 seconds. Underneath, inside. Jump pass outside. Jackson for three.
There
And he
you
hits
go.
it.
That's what they've been looking for. Get someone on the weak side and get a good look at a three-point shot. And that might be the best shot that Augusta's had today.
And it looks like
I think
Brian-
Barnes might have got stabbed in the eye, or no, it looks like he's messing with a contact.
Yep. Brian Barnes gonna have a seat here at the end of the first half. 33 seconds to go. It's a 10-point game. Piper 38, Augusta 28. Piper the basketball, working their way into front court. It is Tyrone Bates. Tamar Bates also on the floor now. In for Barnes. Augusta not pressuring Bates at all. Clock's down to about 12 seconds. And now the offense goes in motion. Tyrone Bates elevates for two, no, but great job on pursuit by Esquina to get the offensive board and the putback. 2-1, long three at the buzzer, no. And at the half, your score, the Piper Pirates 40, the Augusta Orioles 28. We'll be back with the halftime stats report in moments here on 810varsity.com.
Planning a trip to Salina, Kansas? Whether for the game or for the weekend, Visit Salina invites you to enjoy attractions and events like the Kansas 4A Boys and Girls State Basketball Championship tournaments at the Tony Pizza Event Center March 6th to the 9th. See your favorite team compete, check out a great concert, or experience Salina's dining, shopping, and more. All you got to do, go to visitsalinaks.org to get in the game and find out where to play in Salina. That's visitsalinaks.org. All right, I'll come down in 3, 2, and 1. Planning a trip to Salina, Kansas? Whether for the game or for the weekend, Visit Salina invites you to enjoy attractions and events like the Kansas 4A Boys and Girls State Basketball Championship tournaments at the Tony Pizza Event Center March 6th to the 9th. See your favorite team compete, check out a great concert, or experience Salina's dining, shopping, and more. All you got to do, go to visitsalinaks.org to get in the game and find out where to play in Salina. That's visitsalinaks.org. Kansas City, believe it or not, springtime is indeed around the corner, and it's time to start thinking about the outdoors. That's why you need to stop by Austin Sales for all your outdoor needs. Check out the new Gravely mowers, and don't miss the upcoming Polaris Spring event for all the latest ATVs. And of course, Austin Sales has a full array of trailers too. Austin Sales, located on K7 Highway just north of Baser. Visit anytime or online at austinsales.com. Austin Sales, wishing all area teams good luck at the state tournament.
Hutchinson Community College has over 70 academic and more than 40 technical programs providing an outstanding education with small classroom sizes and award-winning instructors. Hutch CC has an active campus life with over 50 student organizations and nationally ranked athletic teams. Hutch CC has many opportunities when it comes to your higher education. Take classes on the main campus in Hutchinson through your outreach centers in Newton or McPherson and online. Earn credits while still in high school. Schedule your visit today or visit hutchcc.edu. Hutchinson Community College, your education destination.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
And back in here to the Tony's Pizza and Events Center in Salina, Kansas, home of the Class 4A state basketball tournament. I'm Justin McLucky. He is Ryan Ragland. As we are at halftime of the boys' game, which sees Piper leading Augusta 40-28, and you know, Augusta's been the Cinderella story, Ryan, of this entire tournament. The 7 seed, they upset number 2, they upset number 3, and in both of those games, they were pretty much in control the whole way, but Piper has never let Augusta get comfortable and get in control, and after 4 early ties, 4 early lead changes, back and forth basketball for the first part of the first quarter, it's been all Piper ever since they started pulling away.
Yeah, and it's not too hard to figure out. When you take a look at the stats, exactly what's going on. When you take a look at shooting percentage, 53% for Piper, 15 out of 28. For 9 out of 20 for Augusta, that's 45%. 9 field goals for Augusta, 15 for Piper, and you're going, okay, well, you know, what's your shot differential? Well, 8 more shots taken by Piper, and you start looking down to the rebounds. Well, your offensive rebounds, this Piper has 7, 1 for Augusta. That's going to hurt you. When you're down, you've got to get the offensive boards to give yourself some second chance opportunities. And I made that mention before. They're not getting any second chance shots, and they're not getting good shots to begin with. So when you're not getting good shots, you've got to get the offensive boards, and they're not getting either one of them.
They're getting into the lane, but every time they're going into the lane, they're trying to go up with the ball instead of looking to kick it back out. They started looking to kick it back out more late in the second quarter, and they were finding their guy, Jaren Jackson, the sharpshooter from beyond the arc, and he hit a couple of triples there down the stretch to kind of give Augusta a little bit of life, but they've got a big hill to climb because Piper, unlike the team, the Chapman team they went up against yesterday, isn't going to have a prolonged period where they don't score. Piper is always moving, constantly going, and if they go into a cold spell, they get themselves out of it quickly because of their pace.
Yeah, and when you talk about Jaren Jackson, 15 points yesterday with Chapman, 15 against Andale, the number 1 ranked team in 4A. So Jaren Jackson, a guy that you really got to find. You take a look at the whole thing. It's just, it comes down to one thing. It's just the speed of Piper. It's their motion. It's what they like to do. And the hardest thing in the world is to try to slow a pace down to a team that as soon as they get the ball, the first thing they're doing is they're looking for 2 outlets. They're not looking for 1. They're looking for 2 outlets. They're already sending 2 guys back, and they already know they've got the inside pack to get the offensive board. They're sending 1 or 2 guys back down court, and boom, you get the rebound back here on the outlet, you get it down court. By that time, your defense is still back here trying to catch up by the time they've already made a bucket.
It's just it's a tough matchup for Augusta here, but you know, if you can take any solace in it, if you're an Augusta Orioles fan right now, you know, Blake Altenhofen and Zach Burton, both of them got in early foul trouble in that first half. We didn't see a lot of them until late in the second quarter, and then Burton even picked up his 3rd foul there.
And the 3rd foul that he picked up probably wasn't the best time to hit a foul on the stuff.
Sure, but Altenhofen and Burton, you would expect to see them back out on the floor here in the second half for Augusta. Maybe get yourselves back into a rhythm, and maybe try to get Ryan Andrews involved. He's a sophomore. Yeah, but he's got a pretty good he gets pretty good looks from beyond the arc, and he's got some great range on his shooting ability. We saw that yesterday. So try to get him a couple more looks because he's been hesitant and tentative taking shots out there so far in this first half, and I don't know if it's just the way Piper's defending has got him a little jittery or not. But at the end of the day, Augusta, you know, they're going to have 16 minutes of basketball left, 2 8-minute quarters, and this is all for the state championship. This is for all the marbles. Pull out all the stops, do whatever you got to do. Try to get back in this game and try to pull off the upset again.
I think the one thing that Augusta really needs to do, They need to play that old game of hot potato or hot rock. We're not going to put the ball in the court. Once we get down in our court, we're going to play hot potato. We're going to play quick pass. We're going to try to get the defensive Piper overloaded on one side to try to get them touch passes, and then just do a catch and shoot and try to get some outside shooting and try to get that Piper defense to over pursue on one side and try to create yourself some open looks.
And then if you're Piper, what you got to do to start this second half off right, you've got to come out and just keep that same intensity. You don't rest on your laurels with a 12-point lead. You've got to come out with the same intensity at which you started the game. You're 16 minutes away from a state title if you're the Piper Pirates. You just got to play your game and continue to turn up the pressure, turn up the volume, and still, despite all that, stay under control. There were a couple of times Tyrone Bates got a little bit too sped up in that first half, but he has been in control of this game, and he was really locking down Jackson Burton. So Piper, just continue to play lockdown defense and continue to pull out all the stops and play your game. Force Augusta to conform to you rather than you resting on your laurels here as we come out for the second half. We'll take one more quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds with second half action on 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
And here we are back at the Tony's Pizza Event Center, the second half getting ready to get underway of the Class 4A Boys State Basketball Championship. Piper with a 40-28 lead. And they will start the second half with the basketball. Tamar Bates to inbound. His older brother Tyrone. And we are underway now.
I'm going to make a little bit of a prediction. I'm going to guess that Piper's going to come out and hit a three from the corner just like that. Yeah, they're going to do a drive
right into the elbow, and Bates can't hit it, and Augusta gets the rebound.
Nailed that play, didn't I?
And here come the Orioles back into front court now. Jaren Jackson off to the wing to Zach Davidson, working around to Ryan Andrews. Quick passing here. Burton's going to load up for a long three. Can't hit it. Can't get it to go. The rebound comes out a little bit long, and Shelley tracks it down.
That would have been pretty big if Burton could have hit that three and cut
Bates
it down to 9.
Tamar Bates going to shoot the three. Back iron, no good. Long rebound, tipped and out of bounds. I'm going to say last touched by Piper. Burton will inbound. Gets it in to Jaren Jackson. The junior will bring it up and set up the point here. And hand it off to Burton. Zach Burton comes across half court, swings it over to Zach Davidson. And now near steal. Ryan Andrews keeps possession of the basketball, though, gets it off to the corner for three. No good. Jaren Jackson with a good look there, but unable to hit. And back comes Piper now. Tyrone Bates, step back, three on the way, good. That's a dagger, and that's the first points of the second half. So it wasn't the very first possession, Ryan, but you were still accurate in how it ended up.
I nailed it. Come on, give me credit.
I just didn't tell you which into the lane. Throws it up, no good. Rebound Piper, and here come the Pirates. Tyrone Bates ahead, and
right off his foot.
Drayon Barnes a little bit too sped up, dribbles it off his foot out of bounds, and it will come back with Augusta.
You want to press the ball up court, but you need to press it under control. If you just get too far ahead of yourself, it doesn't do you any good.
Jaren Jackson into front court, off to Zach Burton. Burton floats it inside looking for Zach Davidson, and it's a turnover. Piper the steal, and here come the Pirates. Off and running behind the back. Tyrone Bates through the lane, no good. Tried to go coast to coast with it. And now foul's going to be called underneath, and that's going to be on Drayon Barnes. That's his third personal. Team number 1 of the second half. And here comes Jackson for Augusta. Down to the corner to Altenhofen. Blake Altenhofen into the lane, goes up. No, but he's going to go to the line and shoot two. Ty Shelley picking up his second personal. Team foul number 2 on Piper.
Right now, every time you get to the line, you've got to get every single free shot you get.
First free throw is good.
Kind of makes you wonder how big what would have happened if Burton could have hit that first three-pointer and cut it down to 9. How if that would have changed the situation a little bit.
6 points now in the game for Blake Altenhofen, the senior. Riles out, no good. And here comes Tyrone Bates. The Piper Pirates into front court, off to Ty Shelley. Shelley up to Tamar Bates. Tamar to Tyrone. Now a bounce pass inside to Jackson. Back out to Esquina. Tries to get it off to Tamar Bates. It's going to be poked out of bounds. Good pressure defense that time by Augusta.
Esquina drew that double team and still had Barnes coming in on the cut. And regardless of what happens, even if they're bringing something down low, they're still trying to find some kind of backside for an easy shot.
3 on the way from Shelley, and he hits it. His third triple of the ball game. And now it's a 46-29 advantage for the Piper Pirates. Burton drives the lane, lays it up too strong off the glass, and it's going to go out of bounds and remain with Augusta.
Burton had the right idea, but he ended up getting the shot off just a little bit late. Had a bad angle at the board to be able to use it. And you can just tell, and Andover's just, they're trying anything. There's a nice backside cut off the inbounds.
Burton tried to hit it but couldn't do it. Slow back up, and Piper all the way down to the other end will lay it up. Can't get it to go, but the offensive board and the putback. What an effort by Tyrone Bates.
Offensive rebounds and second chance points, and there's a no-look pass attempted by Burton that went awry.
And then a foul. Burton going for the ball. As I said, he is the emotional leader of this Augusta team. Jaren Jackson picks up his first personal there. And now Burton's going to sub out, take a deep breath here. 48-29 Piper. Tyrone Bates back into front court with it. And Piper underneath, loses the basketball. It's going to go away, picked up. And now here's the drive, kicked it back out, and couldn't finish. Good Esquina, and the rebound comes away to the Augusta Orioles. Altenhofen into the front court, all the way to the lane, up to the rim, and loses the ball.
Waited too much, and he had too many white shirts. And then he gets taken away from him by Esquina.
Who couldn't control it, and then stepped on the out of bounds line, and it'll remain an Augusta Oriole basketball.
I think Altenhofen might have been a little bit surprised how easily he got into the paint on that drive.
Altenhofen subs out now. Corbin Parker comes in for the first time.
Catch and shoot for 3.
And he hit it.
There's the man.
That's Jaren Jackson, and a quick timeout called. On the floor, it's a full. We'll take it with them. Back in 30 seconds here on 810varsity.com.
Kansas City, believe it or not, springtime is indeed around the corner, and it's time to start thinking about the outdoors. That's why you need to stop by Austin Sales for all your outdoor needs. Check out the new Gravely mowers, and don't miss the upcoming Polaris Spring event for all the latest ATVs. And of course, Austin Sales has a full array of trailers too. Austin Sales, located on K7 Highway just north of Baser. Visit anytime or online at austinsales.com. Austin Sales, wishing all area teams good luck at the state tournament.
And back into the Tony's Pizza Event Center here in Salina, Kansas. Side of the Class 4A State Basketball Championship. We already crowned a girls champion in the Bishop Miege Lady Stags. And now in the boys game, it's the Piper Pirates 48, Augusta Orioles 32. As the Cinderella story of Augusta is on life support right now as we're midway through the third quarter.
Real quick, a couple other girl championships matches that are already completed. Topeka Washburn Rural over Topeka High, 54-42 in 5A or in 6A, and in 5A, St. Thomas defeated Blue Valley Southwest 59-38 in Emporia.
And driving the lane, kicking it to the corner. A 3 on the way from Shelley, no. And the rebound off to Augusta. Off and running. The front court, Parker, back to Jackson. Jaren Jackson will drive, pull up at the free throw line. Nice move to get the shot off, but just couldn't quite get the shooter's roll that time. Tamar Bates brings it up for Piper. In the front court, he's going to be double teamed. Bounce pass away, gets it to Ty Shelley. Back to Bates. Tamar drives the lane, elevates for two, and lays it in nice with the soft touch.
That's part of your double-edged sword. You can get them with that half-court trap, but they're just quick enough. They're going to find the open man.
Handoff, Jackson will shoot three. He's fouled, so he'll go to the line and shoot three here. Just a little bit short. Thought we might get a 4-point play there for a second.
Yeah, Coach Grimes wasn't too happy about that call either. But it's still that situation. Anytime you get the free throw line, they're going to have to make them. This is going to be their best opportunity.
Rayon Barnes picks up his 4th personal foul already there for Piper. First free throw is good. Second free throw on the way in, good.
Barnes is the big defense or rebounds guy. For Piper, as he already had coming into today, already had 12 rebounds total.
And all 3 free throws go for Jaren Jackson, and it's back to a 15-point game now. In the front court now, Piper. Tamar Bates will drive the baseline, try the reverse layup. No, but he's going to be fouled. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2 now at this other end.
Well, you can exchange 3 for 2. It's going to take you a little bit to get there. But I made the comment off air. I think Piper or Augusta, they're either going to live by Jackson or die by Jackson in order for them to get back into the game. He's the best three-point shooter they've got. And good news on the Augusta side, he only has 1 foul, so he's not even. He can be a little bit more aggressive if he needs to. We've had a lot of. There must be a little bit more chippiness going on down the court than we see, or maybe a little bit more verbal, because that's about the 3rd time we've seen the refs talking to a group of players.
And the free throw's good there for Piper. 52-35. Nice cut into the lane, up for 2 and good.
Wilcox with the drive and a little bit more motion instead of trying to put the ball down on the court when they get inside the paint. They're just going aggressive with it and going up to the bucket.
Tamar Bates with it now on the wing for Piper. Flies it inside. Shelley got underneath the basket, dribbles it back out. Now Tamar Bates will step back along 2. Good.
Wow, what a shot.
Nothing but
wow.
net. A 6'4" sophomore.
How do you guard that? That's your question.
Ryan Andrews with it for Augusta here. We're under 2 minutes to play now in the 3rd quarter. 54-37 in favor of Piper. Andrews looking inside and stolen away. And there goes Tyrone Bates with a nice spin move. Goes all the way to Tamar. And he goes up and he's fouled.
We're going to get Wilcox with the foul, and that's about the only way you've been able to stop Piper tonight.
Tamar Bates will go to the line and shoot 2 here. Second free throw, rattles out, no good. And the rebound goes to the Orioles. Zach Burton will bring it up the floor. Crosses half court, gets it to Zach Davidson. Swing it around. Burton. Basketball off to Jaren Jackson. He'll launch a three. No good. Rebound to Piper. Tamar Bates off to Tyrone. Tyrone, the senior, into front court. Set up Piper's offense here. Once the screen, he'll get it. And he'll lose the ball going into the lane. Spin around pass. Burton will go all the way. Bank in, an and one opportunity now for Zach Burton.
What a job by Wilcox to be able to hold on to the ball, to get the ball ahead to Burton to finish the play. Now if they get the three-point play, cut this thing down to 14. Maybe a quick little spurt by Augusta, then get themselves back into the game.
Third personal now on Tamar Bates as well. Burton at the line. He'll shoot one here. Back iron, no good. And the rebound's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Augusta.
That would have been a huge break if that would have been called off on Piper.
Tyrone Bates slowly bringing it up the floor here. He's going to be picked up and double teamed. Gets across half court. Cross court pass. Driving baseline is Esquina. The foul's going to be called. And a long throw in. Piper the basketball here. Tamar Bates going to back out near half court. Now 45 seconds. He'll kick it out to Shelley. Shelley steps inside the three-point arc for two, and he'll hit. D6-39 Piper. And back comes Augusta. On the offensive end, 30 seconds to play here. Altenhofen with it. Burton the basketball. Now gets it off to Clausing. Now Burton will drive the lane, lose control of it, tries to get it inside to Davidson. No, Esquina picks it up, and now he passes ahead. This is Tyrone Bates, goes behind his back, and there's going to be a hold called. And Piper will get an inbounds play here. 10.6 seconds to play, third quarter. Piper ahead by 17 in the Class 4A state championship game at the Tony's Pizza Event Center here at Salina, Kansas. 5 seconds. Bates spins. 3, 2, up. No good at the buzzer. And at the end of three, it's Piper 56, Augusta 39, back in 30 seconds with the final quarter of action on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Back into the Tony's Pizza Event Center here in Salina, Kansas. 810varsity.com's coverage of the Kansas Class 4A State Basketball Tournament. I'm Justin McCluskey. He is Ryan Ragland. What you got?
We were talking about Bishop Miege and their dominance on the girls' side on how many state titles. Number 29 just got done get completed. I knew I had to get the abacus out to figure it out how many they had. Obviously, defending 4A state champs just came up, or check that, number 27. I didn't want to get ahead of myself. I'm sure 28 and 29 are coming pretty soon, the way Coach English goes. But, yeah, pretty dominant.
Augusta into front court now on the boys' side underneath. Back iron no good, and the rebound comes away to Piper. Esquina ahead to Tamar Bates. He's going to go all the way to the rack, and he'll lay it in for two.
Piper just continues, different quarter, same story.
Into the lane, Jaren Jackson for Augusta. Can't get the shot to go, but an offensive board and a putback for the junior, Justin Clausing. Piper all the way to the right. Tyrone Bates just
look at that.
Left it behind him to Brandon Jackson, and the senior puts it in for 2, and it's a 19-point advantage now for Piper. We're under 7 minutes to go. Right at 7 minutes to go now in the lane. Foul called.
And right now, Piper really doesn't want to extend this out and get themselves in any bad situations. They need to play tough defense, but they've got to be careful with their fouls and everything. They can't, they're in a situation up by 19 where they can still be aggressive, but at the same time, you got to be smart. Don't put yourself in a tough situation and just worry about finishing, because right now, offensively, Augusta doesn't have any answer for what you're able to do right now.
Shamar Bates actually picked up his 4th personal foul right there. So he's going to go to the bench with 4. Tamar Bates and Brayon Barnes both with 4 personal fouls. Or he'll stay on the court. Inbounds pass. Burton down to the corner to Zach Davidson. Thought about a 3, but now he'll dribble in. Get it back out to Jaren Jackson. He will elevate for 3.
Wow,
off the side of the backboard, yep. No good. And here comes Piper off and running. Pass cross court, up and in. Tamar Bates, excuse me.
Did Bates get down there quick, and he was just sitting there camping out and waiting for Bates to get the ball to him.
And there's a near steal. Field ball on the floor. Whistles blow.
It's going to go to Piper. Real quick, when we get a chance, we need to say thanks to the staff and the tournament director, Casey Haney, for all her help that we've had today and getting everything set up for the internet. And she's taking care of us, good hospitality, good meatloaf and mashed potatoes today. I can handle that.
Up a 3 on the way from Tyrone Bates. No, tipped out and rebounded by Augusta. Running back up the court quickly. Jaren Jackson in the front court for the Orioles. He'll drive to the baseline, pick up. Kick inside to Zach Davidson. Can't get it to go. But a foul, whistle and a foul going to be called. And Davidson will go to the line now for the Orioles.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing just how long Piper has been able to be this quick. You would figure there'd be a little bit of a slowdown, and they haven't even showed anything about even thinking about losing a step.
First free throw good from Davidson, the senior. He's got 7. Second free throw rattles out, no good.
Heard that one pretty quickly, didn't we?
A lane violation against Piper, so we'll get another opportunity. Will Zach Davidson for Augusta. And this time it goes. Back to a 19-point game. Tyrone Bates, cross half court. Nice bounce pass away to Josh Jackson. He'll lay it in for Brandon Jackson.
Transition basketball by Piper. They're basically putting a clinic on here.
Brandon Jackson, the lay-in and the and-one opportunity. And the free throw is good. Long pass ahead, driving baseline, and a reverse layup attempted. 2 guys there for Piper to block it, and that is just the way Piper has played this whole game, constantly swarming the Augusta Orioles.
If you see a white jersey close by, you know there's a second one that's coming right on top of you.
And then the inbounds pass stolen away. Piper still off and running, down all the way to the bucket. Brandon Jackson lays it in off the assist from Tyrone Bates.
Nice behind the back pass by Bates.
Into the lane and
Burton
good.
with the drive.
Zach Burton with a good drive for the Augusta Orioles there. And Gabe Esquina will cross half court now for the Pirates. Piper into front court, picks up his dribble, passes it off to the corner. And a whistle, timeout called.
Yeah, Coach
on
Grimes
the floor
called
by the Pirates.
He called a timeout. He saw a bad situation down the corner, and he was going to help his guys out and bail them out with a timeout.
Full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him back in 30 seconds here on 810varsity.com.
Hutchinson Community College has over 70 academic and more than 40 technical programs providing an outstanding education. With small classroom sizes and award-winning instructors, Hutch CC has an active campus life with over 50 student organizations and nationally ranked athletic teams. Hutch CC has many opportunities when it comes to your higher education. Take classes on the main campus in Hutchinson through your outreach centers in Newton or McPherson and online. Earn credits while still in high school. Schedule your visit today or visit hutchcc.edu. Hutchinson Community College, your education destination.
Back into the Tony's Pizza and Events Center here on 810varsity.com. Piper off the timeout here, leading 67-45. They'll have the basketball here. Let's talk about Tyrone Bates, the senior. 18 points in this game, but also 7 assists for him, just leading this team in every way.
Yeah, he's literally done it all. As you said, 18 points, 7 assists, and he hasn't done it just generic assists. We just saw probably one of the nice behind-the-back passes for an assist you're going to see all week.
Shelley will get it in. He'll get it into Bates. He'll shoot for 3.
And I can shoot it for 3 again.
And he's got 21 now in the state championship game for the senior from Piper.
Not only is Bates with 21 points,
3 at
with
the other
7
end,
assists,
short.
but he's also hitting 4 out of 8 from the three-point line.
Brian Barnes on the floor with 4 fouls. Shelley will drive baseline, pass across, and
nice.
Tamar Bates.
They're just finding every open man and making it easy.
Tamar Bates has 16 now, so the 2 Bates boys with 37 of Piper's 72 points.
Think they practiced that for a while?
Just a little bit. In the corner, Jaren Jackson for Augusta. He buries the triple.
I'm not dead yet, son.
He's got 17 now to his name. Back into front court, Piper. Cross into Shelley. Good.
Transition. Speed will kill every time when you're very good on transition.
Quick back and forth scoring. Augusta in front court. And tipped out of bounds. Pressure defense by Brian Barnes.
Just to prepare for Piper, you need to work on your cardio, you need to get on a treadmill for about an hour or quick sprints or something.
Inbounds pass.
It's almost like you need to condition yourself for Piper.
Brandon Jackson picks up the personal, and that's the 7th team foul, so it's going to send Zach Davidson to the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1 here for the Orioles. And the first free throw is good. Second free throw also good. And here comes Piper, back up the floor. It's Tamar Bates. He's going all the way coast to coast, and he'll lay it in.
And they just keep pouring it on.
76-50. Into the lane. Up, no good off the glass, and the rebound. Back to Piper, and here come the Pirates still running. Shelley, hook pass underneath to Tamar Bates, and it's stolen away. Stolen by Zach Burton. A cross-court pass to Jaren Jackson. He shoots for 3.
Oh!
Gets the roll. 20 points for the junior Jaren Jackson. 76-53. Piper still at the advantage, but what a show Jaren Jackson is putting on for Augusta.
Yeah, and we made the comment, Gus is either going to live by him or die by him. Well, either way, Jared Jackson's the best shooter that they have on the team, and he's the only Augusta player in all 3 games to hit double digits. And the good thing is he had not been in any foul trouble. You had Burton that got in foul trouble, and that hurt a little bit. But even if Burton would not have gotten in foul trouble, I don't think it would have made a difference in this game. It's not, you take a look at the point total.
He's got 20 now, and he is 5 of 10 from beyond the arc.
But you take a look at the double digits. You have 2 people in double digits for Augusta, and that's going to be Zach Davison and Jaren Jackson. But then you take a look at Piper, and you've got 4 people in double figures, and 3 of those are in the 15-point range.
And Tyrone Bates, another assist, hits Brian Barnes. And into the front court comes Augusta.
This is one of those games where Augusta walks out to Piper and tips your hat, say, you guys are pretty good, congratulations.
Absolutely, and here come the Pirates once again. Tyrone Bates, he brings it in, crosses over, picks up at the free throw line, tries to get it back to his buddy Brandon Jackson. He does. Jackson down to Shelley underneath, and now Tamar Bates will dribble it back out.
Now they're going to slow the pace down. They're going to take the RPMs from 8 grand and take it down to an idling 1,500. And let it wait a little bit.
2.5 minutes to go now, basically, in this state championship. Tyrone Bates dribbling around. Now he's going to be picked up his dribble, passes off to Brian Barnes. Barnes will go through the lane and lay it in for 2. Leave the lane that wide open, he'll gladly take it.
When it's there, you take what's given, and it's hard to pass it up when it's the parting of the Red Sea.
All 5 Piper players on the floor now in double figures.
All starters.
Off the iron, no good. Another 3-point attempt, that time from Jaren Jackson for Augusta. Tyrone Bates ahead to Brandon Jackson. Jackson picks up, crosses into the lane and off to Shelley, and it's laid in for 2. Ty Shelley with 15 now. Back on the other end, Augusta up for 2, no good, and the rebound back to Piper.
And you take a look at the record of Piper being 20-4 coming in today's game. You really would have liked to have seen those games that they lost to find out how those teams ended up beating them. And one of the teams they lost to was Olathe North, and Olathe North plays this exact type of basketball, so that would have been a great game to see.
Well, we've seen Piper, they had 2 really, really close games in the first 2 rounds of this tournament. Parsons gave them all they could handle, and yesterday Wichita Trinity gave them all they could handle as well.
That was a great game.
And free throw is good for Tamar Bates. It's a 30-point advantage for Piper with 1:43 to play. Second free throw also good. And here comes a mass substitution.
Yep, and they deserve every bit of it, the way they performed, the 5 starters, every single one of them in double digits.
Absolutely.
Tip your hat and say congrats, boys. You played one hell of a game. And right now, the way they played this game, I'm not sure there's many teams in the state of Kansas that could have beat them playing this game right now.
No, absolutely not. So we got a bunch of new players coming onto the floor. Dylan Taylor Cantu, Jamie Tyson, Kobe Thomas, Parker Bryant, Blake Beshore, all coming onto the floor, along with Gabe Esquina. Excuse me, Gabe Esquina, the only player on the floor who has had minutes thus far. And now for Augusta, a few substitutions as well. Jaren Jackson continues to lead the point.
And you only have 3 seniors on this Piper team.
And there is the back iron, no good. The 3 was on the way there from Brendan Parker. And back and Jackson will hold it. Minute 15, he'll drive the lane. Elevates for 2, can't get it to go. Esquina the rebound, and he's off and running for Piper. Pass way ahead, into the lane. No, but what a running block! What a job to run and block that.
Good effort by
the
Augusta
Talon Martin. What a job for the Augusta Orioles there. Under a minute to go, trailing by 31 in the state championship. Don't tell him that.
No.
What a job. Another three on the way from Parker. No good in the rebound. And now passing ahead. Esquina all the way. Lays it in. 38 seconds to play. 86-53. It's a 33-point win now for Piper. Nearly loses it. Jackson gets it. Passes underneath. Clausing passes it across. It's stolen by Esquina. And he will back it up. He'll jog it up slowly. And he's just going to let the time tick off right here.
Bet you ask those Piper players, were all those hustle drills in practice worth the end result? I think so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Piper Pirates are state champions. After the disappointment earlier with the girls coming in second, the boys go take the state title in a hard-fought game against Augusta. 86-53 the final score. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with the trophy presentations here on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Back in here to 810varsity.com. They're wheeling the state trophy out to midcourt. And we'll first go with the state runner-up, the Augusta Orioles. Will be presented their medals and the runner-up trophy. What a story, though, for Augusta. Yeah, the glass slipper turned, went away here in the state championship, but what a job as we go down to Rob Emery.
Assisting with our presentation is team host Larry Goodigan. Team members include number 2, Brendan Parker. Number 3, Isaiah Hernandez. Number 4, Blake Altenhoven. Number 5, Jaren Jackson. Number 10, Zach Burton. Number 20, Colin Martin. Number 22, Justin Clausing. Number 25, Eli Wilcox. Number 30, Ryan Andrews. Number 32, Corbin Parker. Number 35, Zach Davison. Number 45, Cole Johnson. And the head coach for the Augusta Orioles, Mr. Jake Sims. Ladies and gentlemen, your Kansas 4A boy runner-up, Augusta Orioles. And now, your Kansas 4A boys champions, the Kansas City Piper Pirates. Assisting with our presentation is team host Steve and Dana Bowling. Team members include number 1, Trey Bates. Number 2, Tamar Bates. Number 3, Ty Shelley. Number 4, Brajon Barnes. Dylan Taylor Cantu. Number 10, Jamie Tyson. Number 20, Blake Bishore. Number 21, Brandon Jackson. Number 23, Ethan Walker. Number 24, Gabe Esquina. And number 35, Christian Orange. And the head coach for Piper, Ray Grimes. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 Kansas 4A Boys Champions, the Kansas City Piper Pirates.
What an accomplishment by the Piper Pirates. Well earned. They took on all comers. They beat a very good Parsons team in round one. They beat an excellent Wichita Trinity team in round two and a hard-nosed Augusta team in round three. The Piper Pirates earning that Class 4A state title on the boys' side. And for Augusta, the Orioles, what a Cinderella story they were. What a job it was to come here as the 7th seed. You fight off the number 2 team in the state. You fight off the number 3 team in the state. Didn't get a state title, but what a job to be here and make a great showing in the state tournament.
It doesn't matter if you lose by 2 points or lose by 20. At least you got to the state championship. And when you run into a team like Piper, like I said before, you tip your hat, you say congrats. You guys were the better team. Augusta has nothing to hold their heads down about. They played a very tough Chapman team last night, and it very well could have been Chapman here, and they ended up getting the state title match against Piper. Might have been the same result, but hey, these guys are going to be back again, and they've always played tough for a while.
Absolutely. For Ryan Ragland, I'm Justin McCluskey. For Bob Emery and the entire crew here at the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina, Kansas. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Have an amazing rest of your night. We'll catch you next time with state titles on 810varsity.com.